Hello everyone and welcome to this week's watch list preview. On the inside week, I have Uber, MGM, Nike, Carvana, and Google. So let's take a look at these. Uber looks, I'm looking at the downside and the rest to the upside. So let's take a look and see. And you have to remember we're going to be coupled for depending on what you use for time frames. What that means is the first day of a new, especially a new year, your yearly, your quarterly, your monthly, your weekly, and your daily candles are all the same. If you only go down to the daily charts, the second day, the second trading day is when the daily uncouples from the rest. Then the Monday of the second week, your weekly now uncouples, meaning the candles aren't the same. They won't be the same. They'll start to show some differentiation. So let's take a look at Uber. On the weekly chart, we have an inside. Oh, let me back up here. On the year, Uber doesn't look real great. It didn't have a really good year. It did go 2 up, but then it pulled back. I don't want to say it wasn't a good year, but the end of the year wasn't as good. The beginning of the year started out good, and then the end of the year kind of started selling off, which you'll see here. The quarterly, if you look here, the first quarter was really good, and then it just kind of fell apart. On the month, same thing on the month. This was January, popped up, took off, and then it just kind of been a slow roll downhill since then. So now we're looking at the weekly. You can see on the weekly, we had this is called a Rev Strat reversal, a 1-2-2. It's an inside candle followed by a 2 down, followed by a 2 up, and that played out really nice. Now we have a 2 up followed by an inside candle. The inside candle is red. Not saying this can't break to the upside. It's just given the recent history, and by recent I mean the last roughly 9 months, 10 months. Uber's been pretty nasty looking. So, I kind of go with the trend here. The trend on Uber's not very good. So I'm looking for a break below this inside candle, 41.82. And if we come down to the daily chart, target 1 is here at 41.45. Target 2 at 39.82. Target 3 at 38.08. Target 4 at 36.74. Target 5 at 36.24. Target 6 at 35.21. Target 7 at 34.88. And that's all I have. And when I post targets, don't forget the psychological supports and resistance. $40, $35. Don't forget about those. I just don't put them in there. I kind of expect that everybody sees that. And to me, they don't play as much of a role. I worry more about the I'll call them the physical targets. So keep that in mind. So that's Uber. MGM. Take a look at MGM here. On the year, really good on the year. It's been, we had a hammer candle here, and then it just kept going. On the quarter, we've had several quarters in a row pretty good. This was a 3, an outside candle here, but aside from that one, they're all 2 ups. On the month, kind of flat here. It's a slow grind. I don't want to say flat. It's been a slow grind. We had an outside candle here for November, and then December's it's 2 down, but it's green. So pretty strong green too, actually. So we're looking for a break above. Let me go to the weekly. I forgot to show the weekly. Weekly's been kind of a little bit of the same. Had a few weeks where we were down. Then we had a 2 up, followed by a 2 down, followed by a 2 up again. And then we had an inside candle. So I'm looking for a little bit of continuation of this most recent weekly candles. Just kind of took a breather in December, and let's see what we can do here. MGM, it's I'm sure a lot of it's going to depend on what happens with coronavirus and things closing or not closing. But still looking for a break to the upside above 45, 49. Come down to the daily, pick up some targets. Target 1 is going to be 46.64. Target 2 is 47.65. Target 3 is 48.68. Target 4 is up here at 51.17. So that's what we're looking at for MGM. Nike. Look at the year. It's been a really good year. Quarter's been really good. It was an outside candle, but we kind of closed with somewhat of a shooter. The previous previous quarter, we broke below that and then shot right back up. So the bears couldn't keep it down, which is good for the bulls, obviously. And on the month, looking at a shooter on December. I mean a hammer on December. It's red, but it's still a hammer. And then for the weekly, we had several weeks in a row that weren't very good, and then we kind of bounced. We had an outside candle here, followed by an inside candle. This one here, I'm going to keep a tight stop on, only because I don't like this activity here, but we'll see if we can get it to bounce here. So we're looking for a break above 170.12. Come down to the daily. We have a target here at 171.19. Target here at 171.79. Target here at 173.35. Target here, which is a gap, and that's why I put a target here. There's a gap fill here at 174.23, and target 5 is 177.75. Target 6 is 179.10. So that's what we're looking at for Nike. Carvana. Carvana on the year, we had a shooter on the year. I don't know if I consider this a shooter because the tail's a little bit long, but it's same principle. The quarter, not really looking too good on the quarter. Month, we're not really great on the month either, but it did start bouncing towards the end here, so that means the weekly is going to look a little bit better. So you see the week, I don't want to say it was better, but we had an inside, nice green inside candle for the previous week, and then last week another inside candle. So let's see if we can get this thing to pop back to the upside. This very well could break the downside and come down here and test this lower trend line here for the broadening formation. And if you wanted to play that, you could. Just look for a break below this inside week. Targets will be down. Well, we'll get to that. I'll show you targets once we get there. But if we break to the upside, this will be a target here. Come down to the daily. Target 1 here. Target 2 right here. And there's not quite a gap here, I don't believe. 259.99. Yeah, there is. There actually is a gap here. So you could look for a target right here too. I'm not going to put it in there, but you could see a target here. And then target 3 is at 274.35. Now, if we got that break to the downside that I mentioned, we're looking at below 224.78. So 224.78 is going to be right in here. If we do break below that, look for a target here, target here, target here. So that's what we're looking at for Carvana. Now Google, take a look at Google here. Google's had a phenomenal year. Several really good quarters in a row. The monthly, it pulled back. It's a doji candle, 2 down doji on the month. And on the week, kind of floating around. This is what I didn't like about this. We're kind of stuck in this range, even though with Google, that's a big range. That's $200 range. I don't like that, but we'll see if we can get it to break to the upside because it's been so strong on the higher time frames. That's the only reason I put it on here. If we can get it to break to the upside, ideally we need a break over 30.37. But as much as this thing moves, if we can get a break above 26 or 29.68.53, we could see targets of 29.92.10, 30.14.89, 30.37. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I'm it's very unlikely that I will trade this. Number one, my risk tolerance, it's just too volatile and too expensive for me. I don't like that. Number two, I don't like all this chop that we saw right here. Granted, it's a big trading range. Like I said, it's $200 trading range, almost $300 trading range. So it's a huge trading range. But it's like it just can't figure out which way. Look how nice this is. Look at all these two ups. I mean, you have some threes in here and whatnot, but look at all these two ups. Nice climb, nice climb, nice climb. And then you get to here, pull back. That's fine too. That's good trading to the downside. Popped up a little bit, and then from here, it just kind of flat. Hasn't done much for the last 2 months. And when I say it hasn't done much, yeah, it's moved up and down, but it hasn't broke out of that. So that's it for this week's watch list. Again, there you go. Hope everyone has a good trading week, trading year. And thanks for watching. I'll be doing my January watch list review here, a preview here shortly. And be on the lookout for that. And thanks again, and see you later. Bye.